It's me, Kathy, and thanks for joining me while I play with my food. I harvested some Swiss chard and some kale from my garden, and I had some shrimp in the freezer that I bought from Misfits Market, so I've decided to do a Parmesan shrimp and greens, and it's going to be fun and it's going to be yummy, and let's do it. Bit of bubbly butter. This is about 2 tablespoons, and to it we're going to add, oh, I forgot to say that when I went to get the shrimp out of the freezer, I found some shredded zucchini that was from my garden from last year, so I decided to throw that in here too. So we have our Swiss chard stems cut, and some onion or shallot. I would rather use a shallot, but I didn't have any, so anyway, in they go. I'm gonna rake at this. It's all clumped together because I squeezed it dry. But that's gonna add some nice flavor and some extra greenery because we have lots of greens coming in. And we're gonna season this with some salt and pepper, a little pinch of red pepper flake. And because this is going to be creamy and pastery, I'm going to add a skosh of nutmeg. I love nutmeg in creamy sauces. So we're going to cook this down, and the vegetables are softening up nicely. And at this point, we are going to add some of the chopped herbs from my garden. Get rid of those because I got to use them. And some garlic. And because this is a shrimp dish, I'm going to throw in some lemon zest. I'm going to do just a little bit right now, and the rest will go in later because lemon tends to get bitter if you heat it up too much. So we're going to just start with a little bit, stir that in, and we're going to keep on. Now that our veggies are nice and softened, we're going to toss in our shrimp. These are little tiny 40 and 50 to a pound peeled and deveined shrimp from Misfits Market, but they're going to go nicely in this dish, and they're not going to take long to cook. And we're really going to kind of just incorporate them, and then we're going to finish cooking them in the sauce, so they will bring that shrimpy flavor to the sauce. We're now going to sprinkle this with some flour and stir that around to incorporate it. Flour is incorporated in nicely. And now here comes our half and half. And we're gonna blend this together and let it get warm. And when it does, we're gonna add in our green. We're gonna put in is our kale, because the kale is more thicker and it's gonna take a little longer to cook. So these are just torn up kale leaves from my garden, and it's the first time I've ever grown kale, and it's been really fun. You can see when I stir this how creamy it's getting. I'm probably going to have to add some more half and half, but before I do that, I'm going to throw in, made a chiffonade of the Swiss chard leaves, and in they go. I'm going to stir them up to incorporate them with the other stuff. And then we're gonna thin it out and add some cheese, add some pasta, and I'm adding some additional half and half because the pasta is going to absorb a lot of this liquid. So that's gone in, and right. And the cheese is going to thicken this up a little bit too, so we don't want it too thick. So Parmesan cheese going in. I think that's probably enough. Let's stir that in and see how it goes. Now we're gonna pop a little more lemon zest in here. Make it nice and light and lemony. It's not exactly light with all that cream, but we did use half and half, not heavy cream. So anyway, tap, tap to get it all in. And then I have some rotini that I cooked according to the manufacturer's directions. Let's stir in that lemon zest first so it's incorporated. now our pasta, I'm not going to use all this pasta. I'm going to make pasta salad for myself, all the rest of it. So in the pasta goes, and it'll be done soon. Here we have our Lemony Parmesan shrimp and greens. We could have used a little more greens, but it's early in the season. I didn't have that much leaves in my garden, but that's still going to be delicious. It actually is delicious. I have tasted it. So we're done with that, and we're going to serve our Lemony Parmesan shrimp and greens. Rest a little bit, and now we're going to plate it up. So creamy and so lemony, and it tastes so good. Okay, it's beautiful. And now I'm going to just sprinkle a little parsley on top. And now it's presentable and edible and delicious. Thank you for joining me while I played with my shrimp and my greens from my garden. And it came out fantastic, and I can't wait to eat it. And I hope you love it, and I hope you make it. Oh, sorry, I hope you make it first and then love it. And the recipe will be on the website, and the video is right here.